Alright, well the phone's answered, so much for this modern day of life. Oh, where was I? Yeah, auras on the couch. Well, the spiritualism was really opened up my eyes to all sorts of things. The healing, it really works. We used to put things in envelopes which we didn't know what they were, and you could feel what the person had been doing all day or something about their life. This really was true. The funny story, a couple of funny stories on that one. I was about a year in the spiritualist circle, learning and opening up the middle eye and other things like that. So, but a funny story is that I used to deliver TVs for a living, installed for a rental company. So I went to this house and knocked on the door with the TV in my hand, and it took ages for someone to answer. I knocked again, and then this woman came out, and she was in tears. Oh no, what do you oh. And if you couldn't understand me, I couldn't understand her either. So the fact is that in the end I said, look, I've got a TV here from you. She said, oh look, you bring it in, but be very quiet. In between tears. I said, oh, I'm very sorry, and I will be. And she said, yes, look, my dog is dying. He's been dying for 2 days now. And I said, oh, you should just pray for him. And she said, I've had the best spiritualists in London come out and pray for the dog. We know it's not going to live because it's over 16 years old. And I said, well, I go to a spiritualist church and I'm surprised at that. And she said, would you come and pray on the dog? I know it's not going to live, but I'd just like it to be not in pain anymore. So I said, of course I would. So I went into the room, and there's the dog and there's the husband, and they were really in a bad way, and the dog was and so I just laid my hand on the dog and I said, look, God, I'm sure you don't really want this, so would you please take this dog nice and quietly and let him go where he should go? And there was just a sigh come from the dog, and that was it. His eyes were closed, he was gone. There was a big ah come out from the husband and the wife, and then they come over and hugged the hell out of me and said, thank you very much, you must be very powerful because we have had everything and we really appreciate this. So then I said, okay, after a while, to cut it short, I installed their television and went. And then a few weeks later, this was quite funny, I was driving down a street in London and same thing, delivering things, and I heard this dog going, and oh no, and there's this crowd of people and the poor dog had been run over. Oh, not again. So I pulled the van over and stopped and said, look, this is getting a bit boring, but would you please take this one quietly, or at least make him better, one of the two? And there was total silence again, so I drove off and carried on delivering my TVs. So I thought I might be, it was a bit strange anyway. So this learned that the power really was there on these things. It has worked on healing as well. But after a while I felt through meditation and other things like this, which I used to get really strong meditations, and this was the whole of my life now, I really felt at home that there was more, because I had proof there was more. It wasn't just eating, sleeping and going to bed, or buying new cars, or not being able to afford to buy new cars, one of the two. So, but after about a year, after I'd learnt so much, I felt that there was something new, which I always had this on and off switch that let me know when things were true and when I should do something, because you didn't have to do it all the time. And so I thought, well, I'll fast. Never heard of any of this, because it wasn't like today where you hear about all this alternative stuff. It was very unknown really in them days. So I thought I'd give myself a fast and just wait and say, God, show us the next step. And so it took about 12, 15 hours, and I was sitting under a tree just waiting for God to tell me what to do next. Then all of a sudden he said, go get a Bible. Oh, wow, that's the last thing I would go and get, because like everyone else I thought Christians were pretty weird, and I didn't think there was much there. So I did, and I opened up the Bible, come back, sat on the tree, opened up the Bible, and it said that the thing that is wrong with people is pride. That even you can't work to be good or anything like this, because pride comes up. If you are the best, and you want the best place in church or other places, or the boss, it brings up pride, and that separates you from all other human beings. When we're all on a circle, we're all who we are, just bits of the same thing, and no one is better than anyone else. We're all different, and difference is wonderful. And this rang a note with me, and I didn't realise it, so I then got led to a little Baptist church, where I joined that church and had really great fellowship with them and learned a lot about the Bible, and it wasn't like I thought it was. And while I was in this stage, I felt like I was walking down the street all the time, and it felt like someone was right there pointing out the rights and wrongs, just as we're walking down the street, what this person was doing right, what this person was doing wrong. It was really wonderful. It was a complete companion. I've learned that companion is the Holy Spirit or the life force, because I still don't mix that well with Christians, because a lot of them have churchianity, and they say no a lot, which I don't believe in no, I believe in yes. And so there's still a bit of a difference. But the Bible and the bits that I know, there is no difference. All the stuff that David Icke talks about, you can see that in the teaching of love, and the teaching of getting rid of pride, and the teaching that you can be much better than you are. That this is, and one day we're going to move mountains. That's what's going to happen in 2012 or 20 or 50, because the dates don't really matter. It is an idea, but it's never that exact as to one day or other. Definitely things are happening now, and they will keep happening. So we will move mountains. We'll move these mountains of doubt and fear and horror, and mountains of walls of not liking someone because they're different than us, where the difference is lovely. Like even our governments, they try to stop our cultures. All cultures are good. All religions, if the people in them are good, not all, I don't know about every religion, and not all of the people in them are good, but a lot are. And so it depends on you as to whether you're going to follow and have this great life of plenty, and that doesn't mean money, but I've never starved in all of my time, and I think we must be coming somewhere near to the end of the 7 minutes, so I'd better finish up along here and wait for the next one. So again, I hope that you might want to, if anyone wants to make any comments or wishes to ask any questions, I'll be very pleased to answer them. It is a bit difficult just talking into a silly camera, but I've never done that before. But anyway, I'll just say logging off for now, and I'll see you in part 3.